Previously on Lostoria Lé.
There is very clearly somebody in here.
Okay, no shit. Are you the clown?
No, I just dress like this because I feel like it.
Then, we're outside Shieldfell. This army's going to Shieldfell. The last door is opened, and you see a large, rough-hewn emerald stone. About the size of Feyre's head.
Thanks.
If we could get the three of us to work together, we could probably make a one-time reaction to one attempt at suppressing the spell.
Orcs are gonna get their faces smashed in! Feyre just...
I had a feeling.
And it's just Feyre standing.
Yep, I knew it.
There is an image of a minuscule bud floating around inside that bead, asleep. To the south of Shieldfell goes from empty, devoid of life, to an army.
Okay, remember what I was saying back in there with the stone? Stone not from here. I cast spell. Stone go somewhere else.
Okay, I'm not stupid, just incompetent.
Okay, you told me to explain it simply.
You can use full words.
Why did you leave?
I accidentally killed my parents.
What?
What?
Wait, hold on.
You have 12 hours. Lemor's tear, a tribute of half of your city. Looking to Alden again. Picture the daughter dying like the mother.
You do not speak of my mother.
The beholder is displaced from a very well-placed banishment. As 100 different casters cast Fireball where you all were standing a moment ago. The kingdom of the Sortana Reef has come to protect its grandchild.
Lostoria Lé, Episode 10. Presented by Helvetica Dubs. Starring Loganne Digma, Crystal Lee, Jacki Gorton, and stellarfairie. Featuring Delton Engle-Sorrell and Chris Fryauff.
Tree.
Yes.
The last thing you remember
Uh-huh.
is an explosion of fire, and in the haziness and daze of semi-consciousness, your body being whisked away, carried not only by multiple hands, but multiple teleportations, as your body, in its semi-dazed state, was passed from a narrow street in the city of Sandstone Cove to a rooftop, to an alleyway, and finally into the hands of a cloaked figure that... Roll a perception check, actually.
That's going to require me to get my dice out, which is something I didn't do. Hold on 1 second.
Hey, this is a really great time. And speaking of time, today we want to tell you about our sponsor, the Earth itself, because the time that we get with our friends is sponsored today.
I feel like we're really part of something.
Yeah, we're part of the Earth. Yeah.
Okay, I'm ready. All right. Perception check.
Give it a roll.
Well, that's pretty good. See, I rolled a natural 16, and my perception is +8, so that's going to be a 24.
Damn, Tree. Tree, you easily recognize both the hands and the silver hair of one Adam from the House of Doom, almost cradling you, but not in a loving way, in a possessive, treasuring you as a commodity before you teleport away. And roll a Constitution saving throw for me.
It's me a 10.
Gonna be a 10, all right. Excellent perception check, not as great Constitution saving throw. So I'm gonna give you glimpses of what you see. You emerge in a tower. Dark, stained glass pouring down in the center of a runic circle. Would Tree have ever seen a teleportation circle before?
Probably not. Certainly not in where he was raised, and he spent some time in the coastal city. The name escapes, but I doubt that he would have spent too much time around any sort of teleportation devices there.
Understood. Then you are unfamiliar with what you see, except that it is powerful, powerful enchantment. Inscribed into the stone itself, and blood red, and fading in color as the two of you with a retinue of guards land. You catch glimpses of yourself walking through a large palace. And it's very similar to a certain city that you recently spent time in as first almost a slave, and then maybe a guest, and then a fugitive. The underground cavern sounds are relentless, particularly because you hear the shouts and marching feet of thousands of soldiers. You make your way through the palace, through a busy courtyard. At some point during the exchange tree, your head is covered by a cloth. And the last piece you get before you actually fully regain consciousness and are aware is walking through some sort of echoing large building with smooth stone. And with that high of a perception check, I think you hear the very faint ending of a deep-throated choir, almost in practice, and stained glass lights flickering through the hood covering your face before you are roughly thrown onto the ground, all of your body. You've been tied up at some point in the exchange, your body just crashing down into the stone floor, and that fully brings you to consciousness. What do you do?
Is Tree bound?
Bound. It seems like it was hurriedly done, though.
Okay. Gonna test those bindings to see if there's any wiggle room to try to get hand free.
Yeah. Roll a dexterity check.
That's a 12.
12. It takes you a bit. Go ahead and roll me another perception check.
18.
18. It takes you about 5 to 10 minutes. And in that time, you hear quite a lot of chatter in languages that you may or may not speak. Do you either know Infernal or Abyssal?
Infernal.
So you pick up pieces of the conversation, and I will say that the Infernal language you pick up is much less than the Abyssal language. I think, maybe even unbeknownst to you, you almost, for some reason, Tree, you do not speak Abyssal, but you are hearing a few words that are familiar to you. But you do not understand it to the extent that you understand Infernal. With an 18, there are certain phrases you pick up. You are able to understand that there is some sort of large gathering in the city center. You are able to hear some sort of conversation between two, you make them out to be some sort of clerics or priests of whatever building you're in. So you're not dumb. That would mean you're probably in some sort of place of worship. And I think with an 18, you'd also hear in Infernal passing between some sort of muffled, armored footfalls, the distinctive shield fell, thrown between two of them.
Does it seem like there are people very, very close, or was Tree dumped and somewhere and left, and seems like maybe off to the side, or?
I think it's about this point. You get your hands untied, you take the hood off. You are in some sort of almost a confessional closet. There is a high barred window, maybe 20 feet above you, and there is a door that would have, there's bars, and there's currently a closed slider. A stone floor, stone walls. That's about what you're looking at. You hear people pass by maybe once every 3 minutes.
Sure. So in a very tight space, barred window up above, but otherwise, is there a door that I can see?
The door in front of you with the barred sliding window seems to be the only point of entry or exit.
I see. So no. So it's not like there's a window that appears to go to the outside or into another room. It's just at the top of that door.
There's the one door in front of you with a sliding barred window, and then above you on the outside of the building is a 20-foot high, very narrow barred window as well. So technically two, if you and you can see some sort of flickering red light and hear the sounds of heavy movement and marching and gathering
from the window that's above. That's what those are the sounds.
Correct.
I see. So what sounds maybe like a large number of people, potentially troops moving.
Yes, and every once in a while. Roll a nature check for me, actually.
I think a druid would have really good nature, but that might not be the case here.
Okay, we're all special.
That's not terrible. That's a 13.
13 will get you some sort of monster, not beast or animal, but cannot specify.
Does it sound like just one or several? Are there several of those noises?
Many.
What about from the window and the door? Anything it can? Is it open? Can Tree peer out, hear anything through it?
It is not open. There is a small crack at the bottom. There are quiet movements of maybe two at a time. You think if you listen long enough, eventually you hear the sound of a spear tapping, as if there's some sort of guard patrolling every once in a while, perhaps rather lazily.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably what you'd get continuing that 18.
Okay. So how big? You said there's a crack at the bottom of the door. How big? Big enough to maybe fit? Tree wouldn't try to fit, but just judging, big enough to like fit a hand.
I'd say maybe 3 fingers.
3 fingers. Okay. And otherwise, physically, what's my state?
Bruised. Pretty low hit points. You got hit by a lot of fireballs, but I'd probably give you a handful of hit points.
Does Tree still have his clothes? Does Tree have any his backpack, his staff? Has anything been removed?
All of your items are on you, interestingly.
Tree is going to try to wild shape into a spider.
Excellent. What type of spider are you? What coloration?
Well, Tree's been in the Underdark before and has seen some of the black skittery spiders that dwell beneath. So not a large one, but relatively small. Tree had been a spider once back when he was in the Underdark that helped get around, and he remembers not being noticed or people not paying too much attention. So that's the kind of spider that he would attempt to change into.
Easily done. Where is Spider Tree going?
Spider Tree is going to first peek under the door to see what can be seen. Is it a hallway? Is it a large chamber? Is it how many people would he see?
Roll a perception check with the spider.
Well, my perception stat doesn't change in wild shape, so it's still Tree's perception, but I don't think there's any sort of advantage for being a spider. Well, that's not great. It's still a 12.
12. I say there's no attempt at stealth here. Currently, you are in the middle of a darkly beautiful cathedral. Stone carved, stained glass flickering the red light that is emanating from everywhere. These red, purple torches as well. There is one guard currently leaning away from you, tapping his spear impatiently against a pillar, not taking his job particularly seriously. With a 12, you would see this guard has some sort of fiendish heritage. Dark red skin, very pointed ears, long, sleek black hair, full ornaments. Something strange about this guard.
Something strange, you said?
Something strange about not the appearance, but the impatience. Something with a 13, that's about all you're going to get.
I see. And just the one guard that Tree can see, or is there anything else beyond that guard?
That's all you see. There's double doors at the far end as an exit. Yeah, you got a pretty low perception check on the last.
Okay, well, let's see. If Tree comes out, Spider Tree comes out and crawls a little bit, is the guard noticing?
Roll a stealth check as a spider.
Oh, the spider stealth is better than Tree stealth. That's going to be great. It's a 7.
As the spider begins to crawl away, the guard catches movement out of the corner of their eye and glances towards you, squints their eyes, and begins marching towards you with a very intentional foot.
Tree's going to. It was more of an inching out to see if he can move without being seen, but knowing that he was seen, he's gonna duck back under the door.
Duck back under the door, back into the cell.
Back under the door into the cell, and once in the cell, gonna go as quickly as they can to that back window and try to get up the wall.
As the spider, as you crawl under the door, you hear a menacing voice coming from the other side, speaking in Abyssal at first, and then halting itself and switching to a very broken common. Druid boy, there's a spider coming in. Look out. And you hear the sliding of wood on the door before, in common first and very quickly switching back into Abyssal. Shit! Prisoner! And sets off a cry and takes off. What do you do?
Tree's gonna book. Spider Tree's gonna book as fast as it can up the wall and to that window to get up there and find a nook at the window to hide and see what's going on outside.
Okay, you crawl up the window. You pull out. There is a cacophony of sound that greets you. There is the last finishing movement of a gathering in a square that's about a block away from you at this point. You can see thousands of soldiers preparing for a parade, preparing for attention. Mm-hmm. And Tree, I'm going to take us into an exit here. You have heard the word shield fell. You have heard this army. And you, if you have the chance, you need to tell your friends. Mm-hmm. As a spider, being protected, it is easy for you to crawl down the side of the wall and make your way over to the large processional of individuals. Mm-hmm. Give me one last stealth check to see how well you hide and how this adventure goes.
Oh, that's better. That's a 19.
19. Cart, staff, or pocket? What do you pick?
Cart. Gonna try to get inside and get somewhere hidden deep as possible.
Easy to do.
If Tree gets inside this cart and sees that there's enough space to hide in his normal form out of sight, Tree would potentially try to go back to normal and use so that he can cast sending to see if he can try to communicate with someone.
Fascinating. Okay, who do you cast sending to?
Is there space in the cart where he
There absolutely is. It's covered. There's space. There absolutely is. Who do you cast sending to?
Tree would cast sending to the creepy girl.
Oh yeah, Sally.
that very terrified of
Sally.
But definitely he feels like that she's the person that he had the most connection with, and two feels like she would know when this description of what he's seen, where he might know where he is.
Okay, and for our final moment here, what do you send to the creepy girl?
Tree's gonna send, he's gonna say, Sally, I'm not sure what happened, but after the attack, I was transported somewhere in the abyss. Large army discussing Shieldfell. I'll try to make my way back. That's my 25 words.
As the word back leaves your lips, you feel just the slightest jolt and smell a burning forest. And let's hop into the other call. Smoke, flame, anger, and approximately 100 shimmering, watery warriors on top of the dome, able to be seen, their feet resting at the arch of the dome, standing and looking down awkwardly at the group of you below. Help has come, and Rio, you recognize them. What do you all do?
Well, since I'm still up on Altivo, flying and looking at them, I'm gonna fly back down to the rest and go like, so we got some visitors. How do I explain this? We got the whole kingdom of the Sortano Reef to help us.
Is that the aquarium outside?
You see Rio look kind of like confused and nervous at the same time. If I remember correctly, that's my dad's side of the family. I never met the guy, or at least that I can remember. Wait, no, maybe. It's all kind of vague at this point. But, my family is, the royal family of the Sortana Reef.
You're a princess?
I guess. Never was raised like one, so...
Whoa.
Do with what you will.
Are Feyre and Alden like with the group, or are they still like off on their own?
Alden has not made any effort to rejoin the group. Have you?
Last thing I remember, he was carrying Feyre.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I mean, you guys are still within earshot to catch the tail end of this, but Alden is carrying you away from the group and is not stopping.
Okay. Dad, put me down, please.
Are you okay?
You can do what you want, but I need to go see what's going on with the tidal wave. This could be a big advantage for us.
Okay, sure. Sure.
We need to have a talk later, all right? We're not done here.
Yes, I'll tell you what, I'll come find you tonight, okay?
Okay.
And Feyre's going to turn around and head towards the group.
Dan, can we make a roll if we've heard of the Sortana Reef before?
Sure, history check. Give me those history checks.
Oh, I'ma fucking do that.
Ooh, an intelligence-based roll.
Rio rolled a 14 if I need to give any more information to them.
Sally also got a 14.
I rolled a nat 20 for a 24.
Oh, you son of a...
Laz would know this shit.
So, Rio, a little clarity. Unlocking memories that have not been hidden from you, but are just so early in infancy that you almost can't remember it until you do, or until there's a specific prompt, like seeing that side of your family. You were a very, very young infant, barely able to walk, and were only at the Sortana Reef for a very brief time. You only have 1 or 2 memories from that, but enough to pick up a few very important things about you being the granddaughter of royalty there. So really, unfortunately, in one sense, your role is blocked by how much memory you have. Your moms definitely didn't talk about that side of the family at all. Very specifically, would you have ever asked your moms about that side of your family?
Honestly, Rhea would probably ask only once, hey, what was my dad like? And basically she would only get the general gist like, oh, you have a lot of his features, but nothing of the history.
I feel like the one time you asked, Mira would have explained that you had a lot of your dad's features, and Neridia would have said he's fat and left it at that. So
what?
That would probably be it. That would be the whole thing.
Bet. Okay, perfect.
But what do I know with a 24 and a nat 20?
Yeah,
Oh
this is where it gets difficult. Okay. With a nat 20, the Sortana Reef is a legendary lost civilization. No one in this, at the very least this century, has ever been anywhere near it. In fact, by the time any books in the contemporary writing would consider it a myth. There are some older books that you would have found in your parents' library with a natural 20 that did consider it as real, that considered it a historical landmark no one knew the way to. That's what you get with a natural 20.
Just that some people thought it wasn't real, but actually probably is?
Yes.
Cool. Well, I just say, well, I thought they were potentially real, but it's nice to actually see some hard evidence as I'm rubbing the dick off of my forehead. Walking up to the rest of the group.
I love our continuity. Continue.
It's okay, he missed the stupid.
I look towards Laz. Oh, you've heard of the Sortana Reef?
I've heard stories of stories.
Yeah, every time I would bring it up to somebody, they would kind of give me the what the fuck face and go like, you're full of shit, so I never brought it up again.
That's a good face, but
Rio, a perception check from you would be wonderful. In fact, I'll take a perception check from everyone who is in that circle, including Feyre.
I rolled an 18 for perception for Rio.
Natural 20! For a total
Wow!
of 19.
I'm sure
What the fuck?
Nothing will go wrong by using all of your good rolls right now. Nothing could go wrong. Natural 20. Let's start there, work our way backwards. Sally, you see somebody... there are two prominent figures leading this circle of about 100 warriors that have almost fanned out in this beautiful wave-like pattern surrounding these two central figures. And then another figure comes over. One of the two central figures points towards your group. And then the person next to them moves their hands in a very specific way with a natural 20, and that's about what it would take to know for certain. The caster next to the two figures casts Sending and points at Rio.
Rio, you're getting a call.
Huh? I look up.
Rio, you don't hear anything.
Okay.
What did they say?
God, I wish I knew, Sally, but you know what I hear? Nothing.
Huh?
Nothing.
Well, that's
You think I can hear through the barrier?
Oh, is it blocking the scent? Oh, okay, maybe we need to get them in. Because I'm pretty sure they just tried to send you a message, but, okay. Wait a minute, if they're outside the barrier and they pointed straight at you, they can see us? I wave at the people.
Yeah,
I wave up through I wave at the barrier to see if they wave back.
Interestingly enough, the plethora of warriors standing around in the circle do not acknowledge anything. They are only looking out. But the three in the center are looking straight at you. And the one that cast, the two central figures and then the caster that came over. And the caster is the one that awkwardly waves their hand back in a half-hearted attempt.
They can see us. Oh, whoa, that's weird. Okay,
I mean, I don't know.
Is there still a massive fucking tidal wave outside the shield, or?
Well, yeah, good point.
Yeah, I'm a little worried that if we bring someone in, a bunch of water will follow them.
The tidal wave was created and has since dispelled.
Okay, no more title.
As hilarious as that would be, no.
Okay. Rio, you trust these people?
Like maybe 30%. I mean, I never really knew them. I was only there for 4 days, maybe. I don't know. I can go talk to them. I'll just have to be brought back in.
Do you want one of us to go with you?
No shade, ladies. But I feel like I need the smartest person here, which would be Les.
Oh.
Oh! God damn!
Damn, tell us how you really feel!
Well, hang on. There's a good reasoning for this. There's a good reasoning, because let's also remember the last time we had somebody pop their head out of the shield. Sally said, "Hi, I'm Alden."
She makes a good point.
Yeah, and also, I don't think Feyre is going to be allowed to get on that flying carpet with her dad nearby. So that's why I say Les.
You make a good point. We're just offended anyways.
I stand up straight and with a very satisfied smirk, look straight at Sally, do one swipe to get rid of the stupid, and then turn to Rio and say, "How may I be of service?"
Basically, I would need you there to just bring me back in, because, you're allowed in the barrier, but I'm not. But also, too, it'd be good to have some backup in case I say the wrong thing. And you look like a man who knows how to talk to politicians.
Let's find out.
Yeah, then I was wrong. Alright, you know what? Hop on!
I'm trying to establish a baseline of humor with everybody, but it seems to keep going past. It's just not working. And let's go.
Was that sarcasm? Wait, was that sarcasm?
Yeah, we'll work on it.
Buddy, I'm gonna be honest with you. Work on your tone.
Got it. We'll make adjustments.
Alright, up we go. And we're flying up to go talk to the people.
Both of you mount Altivo, rocket upwards to the apex of this dome, which is 300 feet high.
Move stay near Sally!
Wait, I can't make the dog noise. You have to make the dog noise. Perfect. 10 out of 10. You rocket upwards. Do you want to emerge out of the group, in the center of the group? The three in the center seem to be reacting to your movement. The rest of the warriors do not. Where do you want to emerge?
Guess I'm gonna talk to the people in the center, because they're the ones who are directly pointing at me and looking at me, while the other ones I know, they're not focused on me.
Okay. You rocket upwards, and do you go through the shield in the center?
Yeah.
You go in the center. All right. As you approach Rio, it is important for me to say, assuming you're not flying with your eyes closed.
Definitely not.
It is very obvious as you approach. You see the slightly portly figure of your birth father. Do you think you would know your birth father's name?
Yeah, my mother would have told me his name.
You see your father, Marinus Acheron, and your grandfather. And I will go ahead and say that I don't think you would know your grandfather's name.
Definitely not, no.
But you see next to the... I'll be real with you guys. Definitely not overweight, but a heavier body type of Marinus. However, your grandfather has the same body type, rippling muscle of yourself, your mother's, your aunt, and stands, as you get closer, approximately 8 feet tall.
Holy shit, okay.
I just had to add it to the notes. We're in. Shorter than you, 5'10", dad, Marinus Acheron. We're in. Rio, what do you want to do?
It's awkward, so Rio's just gonna look back and forth between the three figures that are in the center and kind of wait for one of them to say something to her, because she has no fucking clue what to say.
Your birth father steps forward and starts to speak, catches his words, doesn't even continue. Roll an insight check.
26.
I gotta give it to you at 26. I can't be coy about it. Your birth father is shy and awkward around you. And there are probably a couple reasons for that. Hasn't exactly been a present father in your life for one reason or another. And if you really think about it, you kind of look like your mom. And so that's all sorts of awkward.
I kind of like lean my ear in towards him to kind of hear what he's trying to say. I go, what?
Sorry. Good to see you.
Yeah, same for you.
Yeah.
How have you been?
I've been great. How have you been?
Well, let's not talk about that. What's up?
Well, look, there's no easy way to say this. I've been spying on you for most of your life and figured out that you're in danger.
Fuck?
So I'm here with help. Would you like it?
Back the fuck up, man. You've been spying on me my whole life? How the hell have you been doing that?
Expertly.
Can I ask why?
Yes, because it would seem that even though I am your birth father, I have been told in no uncertain terms that I am not allowed to have any sort of custody. And so I felt it was my fatherly duty to make sure you were okay.
I can kind of see the sentiment in that, but I mean, that's still kind of fucking freaky, not gonna lie.
Maybe just welcome the Lord to Shieldfell.
Sure, we could really use the help, Dad. Shit, what do I call you? Do I call you Dad? Do I call you something else?
I think we're past you calling me Dad. Marinus is fine. As much as I wish to protect you, I think we're past any sort of affection and more duty. How does that sound?
You're kind of going about it a really rough way. I mean, I'm cool with anything, but I mean, if you don't want to fucking know your kid, sure.
I would love to get to know you. I haven't seen you in a long time, and your mother wants nothing to do with me, and I didn't know if she
It's
taught you
been
to
about
also hate me.
23 years, so yeah. I mean, I don't even know what the hell you did, but I mean, she's happy. That's all that matters.
That's a longer story than we have time for. We are here, myself and your grandfather are here to assist in this trying time, as well as pay our respects to the Lord of Shieldfell and offer our allegiance. Speaking of which, do you know where they are?
Well, the kid is down below with my group. The dad kind of fucked off elsewhere, so we'll probably have to wait about a few hours for him to calm the fuck down.
Maybe just offer food and...
Hey, lass, I said you could be here just to bring me back in, okay? I think I can handle this right now. But, I mean, do we even have food to offer them, man? I mean, everything's kind of fucked up right now.
We have some stores. I'm sure they had provisions ready to be kept well. Would we like to head into the shield now?
Yeah, Dad, this is kind of a racist shield, so, we're probably gonna have to hold his hand to get in.
Cool. Right this way, Lord. And I kind of look at Rio. Do I hold out my hand? Do you hold out yours?
I think I'll hold your hand, and they can hold on to me.
Rio, Laz, your guys' plan is to pull this small contingent of warriors, about 100 strong, through one at a time. Is that the plan?
Do we know if like a chain handhold works? Do we know how much the transitive property works for the shield?
You're sure welcome to find out.
Okay, yeah, we'll experiment to see what works or what doesn't. If I could just, like... There's no, like, holding the door open, I'm guessing, to, like, let them through.
And just for my understanding... I'll tell you what, let me fully describe, make sure everybody's on the same page. All of you rest at the apex of the dome, 300 feet above the ground. How are you planning to pull people through? You just gonna drop them?
Are they dispelling the wave or not? Are they just, like, keeping it up, or...?
Oh, the wave is gone. Roll an Arcana check for me.
19.
19's fairly good. You would recognize a tidal wave that was actually created as a spell, ridden in to turn off the fire, but has since dissipated into the ground. So it is just them in their watery presences, not standing on a wave. They're just perching awkwardly on top of the dome.
Oh, they're just standing on the dome.
Yes.
All 100 of them?
Yes.
That's wildly inefficient. Okay, Rio, how many people fit on this at one time again? On this carpet?
It is very large. Where is it? Hello. Oh, there's Altivo. That's right, I renamed him Altivo. It's 6 feet by 9 feet, so do with what you will on that math, because I'm not doing that.
It carried your full party.
I mean, we could just probably, if anything, we could probably just lower down to the ground and then lead them in that way.
Well, theirs just standing on top of the dome, so my question is, how do they get down to the ground if we're gonna meet them there? Like...
I thought you were talking about the warriors. Are we talking about the central people too, or...?
Aren't all 100 of them on top of the dome right now?
Yes.
Are we bringing in everybody, or just these 3?
I would hope that we can bring everyone, assuming I would not like my elite guard to just be left at the mercy of whatever's outside. Do you need us to just get to the ground? Is that what you need us to do outside of the dome?
Yeah, seems like the best option.
All right, I think we can handle that just fine. I don't want us to get trapped on the outside of the dome and not be able to get in and be attacked. Can we set up some sort of speedy exit so we don't just stand there for an hour?
Yeah, we'll just meet in and then we'll just bring everybody in.
One at a time?
We'll just meet at the bottom down there, and we'll at least do twosies, you know?
You don't... This is the best plan we have? Like, I don't want to step on your...
Don't look at me, I'm dumb as shit.
I'm going to be honest, I'm a bit new to this technology, but I'm sure we can get it done efficiently. We'll just meet down at the bottom of the wall, and it'll get sorted out just fine.
Why don't you make a plan and then tell us what the plan is as quickly as possible?
Kind of snippy there, ain't you?
I may just be used to more experienced warriors coming up with a plan, that's all.
Then why didn't you think of that before you got here?
I thought it would be a, hello, good to see you, you go defend the town while we go out and deal with this. I wasn't anticipating you being the only entourage.
Well, technically, you know, missives are often sent ahead of the arrival of the party. Anyways, we can meet down at the bottom. It won't take very long.
Technically, when you cast a tidal wave, you don't need a missive.
Rhea, where shall we meet them?
Can I do a perception check to see if, like, any fucking Adam's fucking army is still around, lurking somewhere?
Yeah, give me a perception check from the top of this dome. A very unique perspective, by the way.
21?
21 is really good. 21 will give you parts of the forest, particularly in spatterings around the west, really almost in a circle. There are sections anywhere from 20 yards to 100 yards out from the dome that are just burned away, and there's just large stumps and ashes. Not completely burned, but the trees that are left are scarred in a way that is very reminiscent of a forest fire, is because that's what it turned into from the combat itself. And you definitely see many, many enemies of different varieties trying to sneak their way as close to the dome as they can. goblins, orcs, anybody who is of a medium or smaller size has sent out scouts from the 4 different armies to get as close as possible to see what can be seen, to see if anybody comes out, if they can attack immediately or surprise them. The enemy is fast moving in.
Okay, so probably not the best idea to meet on ground.
If your best option is to shuttle us 2 at a time down from here on your...
Why?
Oh, it's good to see Altivo again.
Why 2 at a time? Wait, you know Altivo?
I gave you Altivo as a gift!
That's how I got the rug?
Your mother didn't...
I just kind of found it in my shit one day and kind of thought, okay, it's there now.
I honestly didn't. I thought Altiva was still back at your room in the palace.
Wait, I have a room in the palace?
Have you snuck into the reef without telling us?
You know, my memory ain't the best when I kind of get a little tipsy. So I can't answer that honestly.
What?
Potato.
At this point, the figure that has not spoken until this moment, who has been addressed as your grandfather. And it's really cool because his hand is actually so watery, you can actually see the shimmer of rainbows as he extends it. Please. Rio, it's wonderful to see you again. Alas, I am your grandfather.
Oh, I didn't know I had one of those.
Most people do. My name is Atlantor. May I suggest an alternative solution for our plan?
Shoot.
Excellent. We have among us a few practicers of the arcane. Enough, perhaps, to cover the amount of warriors present. If you can devise some sort of way for us all to pass through simultaneously, or even in small groups, our casters can feather fall those falling from the sky, and we can drop in without touching the ground and potentially being attacked.
I look over at Atlas and give me a fucking hand here.
Well...
Forgive me, but I see several of your friends that seem to have... that you seem to have traveled with. What is the nature of the shield? What allows people to pass through?
You have to have elfin blood, so even if you're half-elf, you can walk on through. I can't, so...
Well, it seems that several of your friends are of elvish heritage. Could they not ride up on Altivo and help us through?
Yeah, I can grab them if you think that's the best idea, Grandpa.
Whatever you're comfortable with. Grandfather or Atlantor is fine.
Wonderful. So we'll shuttle down and get everybody?
Yeah, seems like the best idea is to do that, because I got no other clue, man. I honestly don't know how to avoid attacks.
The silence here is just running on for a long time. I think really doing something would be the best course of action here. Not to tell you what to do, but I do believe that taking action is the next step for us.
Yeah, definitely agree with that one.
Well, we're just fucking standing here, so I guess it's up to you now.
I was just waiting for this conversation to end, because I didn't know if you still had something to say.
Nope, you're good. Go.
Alright, see ya! And then I fly down with Altivo.
Okay. Who are you grabbing to be shield pullers?
Well, because, Logan is preoccupied with Jacki right now, the only other option I have is Sally. So...
And it's very easy if you'd like to also grab Feyre. For the purposes of this...
Montage time!
That's right, it's absolutely montage time! I would actually really love everyone present in that circle to just go ahead and roll a d20 and add whatever spellcasting modifier you have.
16.
13 total.
21.
For the large part, this dropping of individuals, you discover the limits of the barrier. There are able to be passed through 2 at a time. And what you end up doing is actually pulling through 6 or 7 to the point of Altivo starts to lose altitude. and then the entire group jumps, casts Featherfall, and floats to the ground. There are 1 or 2 instances of some slightly broken bones that are quickly mended with healing magic, either by the new arrivals or by the clerics in Shieldfell itself.
Sorry, I'm confused. We're getting them 2 at a time, or we're getting them in 7 at a time?
They are passed through. Each hand can hold 1. You pull through 6 or 7 with the 3 of your hands available, Feyre, Sally, and Laz. You pull them through 6 or 7 at a time. They jump off Altivo as it begins to waver in strength. Cast Featherfall in those groups. So you just have to plan it strategically so that there is a caster within each group, and that's about the split. So thankfully it works out for you all. And eventually, the entire group comes down to the ground. Now, I would love, at this moment, a perception check from everyone in this circle that has helped with this funneling of people. By the way, this has taken about 20 minutes still, even this being the most expedient and safe.
4.
13.
Okay, Rio rolled an 18.
Great, we move on.
Let's get attacked. We don't metagame in this house, we just get ambushed.
That's right.
Like real D&D players.
Dang straight.
Hi, I'm back.
Okay, welcome back.
Welcome back.
Thank you. All right, TLDR.
The big bad of this episode is getting through the shield.
Oh no! Shit! What do we do?
We did it. It just took us 20 minutes.
Oh, you already did it? All right. Well, my arc's done then.
And technically, you helped. Your possessed soul in the hands of the dungeon master helped. So congratulations.
Oh, well, I'm glad I could be of service indirectly.
Yes.
By the way, is Feyre missing any hit points right now? Or
Feyre, are you missing any hit points?
Do I still have the bonus 20 that you gave me before we jumped off the carpet, like session 8 or 9, whatever session that was? You gave me a 20 temp HP.
Oh, yes, that should still be going.
Okay.
How long does that last?
It lasts 8 hours.
Damn! Everyone, you have new guests. You have old and new friends alike. At this point, you do all look around and are missing one very exuberant clown figure. But you do notice a balloon dog floating in the air.
Where's Alfonso? Wasn't he here just earlier?
I believe so, but I don't know where he might have gone off to.
As funny as Fonzie is, he kind of is a scaredy cat, to put it at the least.
Oh.
So we shouldn't be worried?
He's probably hiding somewhere. He tends to duck and cover a lot of the time, but I'm sure he'll be okay.
All right.
Jinx. That's how that game works.
Do we leave the balloon floating in the air? Do we touch it? Do we pop it? What do we do?
I poke it. I pop it. I pop it.
You pop it.
I pop it.
As you pop it, with, what do you use to pop it? A knife? A stick?
What do I have? I have a dart.
Oh! As you pop it with a dart, you hear two sounds. A loud pop, but overlapping with the sound of Alfonso's voice. Gone to get help. Be back soon. Ta-ta.
David, are my family with us now with the group, or are we still going through bringing in people?
They are awkwardly standing in a circle in a protective guard. They are all down, though.
Okay, they're inside the shield. Okay.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and introduce them. Hey, guys, here's my family. My father's side, at least.
Hello. It's nice to meet you. My name is Feyre. Welcome to the city of Shieldfell.
The fat one is my dad, Marinus, and the...
Whoa! What did you just call me?
Damn.
Fat? Why? What's wrong with that?
I'm struggling because I'm offended, but mostly with the tone of what you said.
Well, Mom told me that you used to be fit. Like, you used to be a dashing guy, apparently. What happened?
I'm a dashing guy now!
Well, anyway, the tall one's my grandpa, Atlantor, and who's the third guy? I don't know you.
This is the Emperor of the Sortana Reef, Atlantor, and my father, your grandfather. And then this individual next to us is Caiaphas, who is the head caster of court. At this point, Atlantor, this 8-foot tall water elemental, kneels down in front of you, Feyre, and bows his head. It is an honor to meet you, young Feyre. Please, if you would be so kind as to point my troops in the direction that they will be staying and or defending.
Yes, your help would be greatly appreciated. Feyre just shoots a glance over her shoulder. Is Alden anywhere in sight or no?
Perception check.
Okay. That's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Nope.
Oh. Are there any places around Shieldfell where we could house such a big army, or is everything pretty much totaled?
There is still about half of the city, a third of the city left. You could absolutely, where you could easily house them? The center tree in the center of Shieldfell. Plenty of rooms, plenty of staterooms. Also just great courtyards where you could temporarily house an army.
Yeah, probably not.
Where the
well,
access to
yeah.
controlling the shield is?
Hold the fuck up.
The great security risk that's fallen twice?
I don't know.
I trust these people 30%, Rio said 5 minutes ago. Yeah, let's put them where the green gem everyone's after is.
I don't want to say we're getting set up by the DM here, but that was a sus suggestion.
Well, at the moment, as you can tell, our city is in dire need of assistance. While we don't have any specific housing available, we could definitely use help just surrounding the borders of Shieldfell that are left vulnerable at the moment. We're expecting another army within the next 12 hours, so any protection would be needed.
Wait, another army's coming?
He supposedly is coming back within 12 hours. We did the best we could with the time we had, but yes, he will be returning again.
I would love to speak with the Lord of the City. Is your father... Am I understanding that is your father?
Yes, that's correct. Alden is my father.
Is he present?
Not at the moment. I will speak with him personally, though, and I'll circle back with you with the plan.
Understood. Yes, it would be helpful to coordinate our strategies so we know how to defend your home. I will move my individuals to the center of town and wait for you and your father there if that is the most helpful.
I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you.
Excellent. And he turns and begins to walk away. The troops here, all water elementals, and very individualistic but cohesive in their movements. And some of them even are able to, you watch a couple times, they step in what seems like air and take 2 steps up on waves they create before losing momentum and going back down. This is a highly skilled, almost task force that has been brought to your aid. Now, I would like to turn to our guest who has been so patiently waiting. And I guess I need a stealth check.
That'll be a 9.
And we welcome back Tree to the call with a 9 on stealth. As you exit one of the wagons in your...
Hey, David, I do apologize. I do have advantage on stealth.
Oh, roll again.
I forgot.
That now is the time to remind me, my friend.
So it's an 11. Massive improvement.
Ah, yes. Everyone's favorite number, the 11. Tree, you are in a cart, a supply cart. Last we heard, in your own form. Do you wish to exit the cart in your own form or in another means?
Well, Tree would
would try to be keeping an eye out. Did the landscape change at all for him?
Oh, yes, it went from a deep color red to a soft gold.
So, does tree smell burning
forest? Correct.
Okay. So tree's gonna change his form. Tree's gonna come out in how about a badger?
All right. You emerge from the cart as a badger.
Gonna just drop to the ground and try to be inconspicuous, but real badger-like.
This is fascinating. As you drop to the ground and begin to... The army is in front of you. You can skitter off into the forest. As you begin to do so, you're definitely seen with the stealth check you rolled. But what I'd love here is a performance check. How good is Tree at being a badger? We're about to find out.
Tree's an excellent badger. Always has been. All right.
Oh no.
Performance, bear with me just a moment. Okay, Tree rolled a 6.
Yes, excellent.
Jinx.
Motions in the most badgerly fashion possible. Snuffling the ground.
All right. You leave me in an interesting position, Tree. Well, you leave yourself in an even more interesting position as you you waddle with the agility of a duck in the body of a badger. And the two guards escorting the supply cart turn to you, see you, and mutter to each other in Abyssal. Do you know Abyssal?
Nope.
Great. They mutter, and one looks and around to see if any of his superiors are watching, and sees that he is okay to move towards you for an easy meal, and picks up the spear and begins trudging towards you. What do you do?
Badgers have a burrow of speed of 5 feet, so Tree's gonna start burrowing.
All right. A burrow is very creative. I'm going to give this soldier disadvantage on trying to hit you. So it's gonna take a little swing at you. Not very good. Does a 13 hit a badger?
Yeah, yes it does.
Excellent. That's very fascinating. Let me just... I didn't expect you... I should have, just in fairness, but I didn't expect you to fuck up the roll this badly. Give me just 1 second. Yeah, okay. Got this here. Got this. Great. Gotta just roll some dice real quick.
David, as you're rolling, would Tree have had time to heal up?
You'd have a couple if you would like to say that you cast a healing spell inside the cart before you moved. Absolutely.
Sure.
Okay. Go ahead and roll that now because I'm about to damage this badger. I'm coming for this badger. All right, you're ready for the damage?
Yeah, sure.
8 piercing damage with the spear. How many hit points does a badger have, my friend?
Oh, badger's got 3 hit points.
Interesting. Now, I may not be the greatest at math, but 8.
Oh, no.
3 minus 8 seems to go negative. That seems like, yep, okay. I just wanted to check with you.
Yeah.
So the badger takes 3 hit points, and Tree takes 5 as you are 5 feet underground and expand rapidly into an upside-down tree with your feet sticking out. And you hear the guard yell, "Hey!
Tree will go ahead and cast Calm Emotion.
Interesting. What kind of creature does Calm Emotions affect?
Calm Emotions, each humanoid within a 20-foot radius sphere, centered on a point, which would be the gentleman, must make a charisma saving throw.
Interesting. Very fun. Or, as I am famous for saying, fascinating.
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 That would be an 11 on the saving throw.
That does not beat the 16 that's required.
Understood. The creature that stabbed you and then started yelling,
Making them indifferent.
they just stop and just kind of look at you appreciatively and then look up at the trees. However, the few seconds of screaming do alert a nearby people. However, you are unsure how many, as you are upside down with your face and horns buried into the dirt. What do you do?
I do see some forest, some trees.
You did.
Once I can pull myself out, Tree is going to use a ability that he's gained while studying with the peaceful people of the town that he can't remember.
Sure.
But
love those cities.
He's going to use Channel Divinity.
Okay.
And use Balm of Peace.
Balm of Peace, interesting.
So as
that you learned from Vartole.
As an action, you can move up. You can move up to your speed without provoking attacks. When you move within 5 feet of any creature who's friendly, I could heal them. But Tree's just gonna pull himself up, hold up his hands. Hey, don't know how this happened, but I'm just gonna mosey on away, everybody. I appreciate all of you. Gonna move as quick as he can backwards into the forest, away from everyone who might have been alerted.
So, this dirt-covered, tattered, bruised tiefling unroots themselves to the ground, says this, backs up, hands in the air, and then do you just turn around and run?
Oh, gonna see how people react.
The individuals around stand at about in a 30-foot radius, or however, what is the radius of the spell?
20 feet.
So the front row of soldiers that have started moving over to investigate this all kind of look at each other and just nod and point, and wow, a tiefling, that's crazy. The other 30 or so behind them begin to try to push their way through. I will say, Tree, you're not dumb. Probably time to run. And I'm gonna need, if you're running normally, I need an athletics check.
That's gonna be a 6.
Uh-oh. Well, I rolled a natural 20 on this end. Tree. As you begin to try and run away and fail the third major skill check in this skill challenge, pushing you over on the teetering block from success and failure, you are grabbed by dozens of soldiers' hands. And I am going to say, with that failure, Tree, you are recaptured and dragged backwards. Is there any last action you try to take, and it cannot involve anything with your arms?
How many guards have grabbed Tree?
Approximately 30 are surrounding you right now.
Well, Tree will not sure exactly what to do. Just think back to the time when he was in the Underdark and figured out that people seeing him and the way that he looked would respect him through if he got real mean, which is not Tree's natural state, but says, how dare you touch a member of House Shadow? Let me go, you idiots! I'll teach you a lesson.
Tree, you're gonna take 5 points of bludgeoning damage as 3 different fists slam into your face and bloody your lip and silence you. And I'm sorry about it, but you are, for the moment, fully captured and being dragged towards the center of the army. Back into the center of Shieldfell. What are you all doing?
Tree! Fuck!
Holy shit, man.
Listen, guys, I wanted to give you a cleric. I really did.
I thought we had Tree, man.
No, I thought that too. I really did. So everything went wrong.
Can I follow Feyre when she leaves to go try and find Alden?
Yeah, is that what Feyre's doing? Going to try to find Alden?
Yeah, but she would say something to Sally following her.
Are you trying to be sneaky, Sally? Sneaky Sally?
No, I see her leaving alone, and I run to catch up.
I want to follow too.
Oh my god. All right.
Rio and Sally are both tracking you. What do you say, Feyre?
Rio, do you think you should watch your family as they set up camp?
They got here alive. They can stay alive like that.
Roxie's gonna trail behind them. Yeah, I don't want to be left alone with them either.
Yeah, I already spent like 15-20 minutes talking to them. I'm not gonna spend any more right now.
True. Okay, good point. You said before you went to talk to them that you trusted them like 30%. Has that gone up or down?
It's still about the same. They haven't really done anything yet for me to change it.
Okay, I'm just a little worried because they're going to the center of town, which sounds like a pretty vulnerable place for a place under siege to suddenly be housing a bunch of new militant people. Do you know what I mean?
Why don't you send your brother to watch him?
I don't. Well, I think it's. They seem more likely to listen to you, but if you don't want to go, then that's totally fine.
What makes you think they're gonna listen to me?
Feyre's gonna interrupt. Actually, I would prefer if I go alone to speak to my father. If you all could just stay with Fryauff's family, I would prefer that.
Let's not call them that. Wait, let's not call them my family, because really we haven't spent time together.
Okay, Fryauff's reinforcements.
No, I know what to call them. My kingdom.
Okay.
And you see the star shining in her eyes.
Oh,
that's
boy.
Gonna build a complex.
Feyre, before you go, is there anything you want us to do about them or anything?
Just keep an eye on them. If Rio doesn't trust them, then I don't either.
Yeah, that's same. Okay, well, good luck. Holler if you need anything.
Yeah, thanks.
And she's just gonna turn around and walk off.
Feyre, are you trying to find your father?
Yeah, wherever direction Alden had walked in when he left.
Alden walked back towards town. Give me a perception check.
Okay, come on. Ooh, yeah, Vivi. Okay, 24.
24. Obviously, you didn't exactly see where your father went. However, you're able to ask a few people in your search, and they say that he went back to your home. He was seen entering your home. So you are welcome to go in there, and I assume you do. Which room do you search in first?
I'm gonna check my room first.
You walk into your room. It is empty, except for 3 napping goblin children.
Oh, they're alive!
Oh my god, they're alive!
Oh my god! we were contemplating if they were dead or not.
Died.
Feyre's gonna walk up to the goblin. They're asleep.
They sleep through that.
Fully asleep.
Oh my god. Feyre's gonna walk up to them and just give Munch a little light shake to wake them up.
Roll a athletics check.
Athletics check.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm rolling really good. You should fear me. That's 27.
Damn. The perfect shake awake.
Oh yeah.
Feyre, you shake Munch for a few minutes, and she continues snoring. Roll an Arcana check for me.
Natural 20 plus 2, 22.
Hey.
What the hell is happening?
Yeah. Despite your best efforts, Feyre, these 3 triplets will not awake. They don't look in pain. Their breathing is normal, peaceful. They all have smiles on their faces. With a natural 20, I can't be coy or shy or vague, which is fun. They are under some sort of magical sleep, missing this whole attack.
Oh, well, that's probably a good thing. All right, then yeah, she's just gonna let them rest then. No point trying. I don't think I can wake them anyways if I wanted to. So yeah, she's just gonna let them sleep and she'll exit the room. So is like when she walked into this tree, did everything look relatively untouched? Like, is it still safe for them to be sleeping in?
See, your family tree, which is very near the center of town, seems to be just fine. There were a few ashes that, burnt a few leaves, but nothing crazy.
Okay.
And you've seen like the entry hall and gone up to your room, and that's about all you have explored so far.
Okay. I guess I'll head over to Alden's room then. See if he's in there.
Yeah?
Hide and seek, bro. I just want to talk to you. God.
You head into your father's and what was your father's and mother's room, and you find him there, seated on the edge of his bed, and he's holding something. His back's to the door.
Feyre's gonna give a little knock on the door to let him know that she's there.
He doesn't move.
Is the door open?
The door was closed, but you have opened it and now knocked on it, and he's not moving yet.
Okay. Can I come in?
No response.
Feyre's gonna slowly walk into the room and walk around the bed, and what is he looking at?
He's looking at a painting of your mother.
Feyre's gonna sit down on the bed next to him. Hey.
Hi.
What are you doing in here? There's a whole kingdom out there right now offering their help to us. Shouldn't you be out there to greet them?
For what I need to do, we don't need their help.
We don't need their help? Yes, we do. Shieldfell is under siege again. Yes, we need their help. What?
For what we need to do, Feyre, we don't need their help.
What do we need to do?
And she stops for a moment. I agree. But we can't take down a single person if he has an army of thousands behind him. We can't do this alone.
We can, though.
And speaking of which, when were you going to tell me that it was Adam? I faced him alone out there. I stood there when we arrived in Shieldfell. I stood there in front of him, face to face, not knowing it was him. And why didn't I know that?
Daughter, I didn't know either.
You didn't know? Then why were you so hesitant when we stepped out there? He didn't even speak yet, and you were silent.
Sorry, I'm trying to form my words. I am so angry. Are you angry?
Yes, I'm angry. Of course I am.
This Adam is just a face to a greater problem. And I am ready to crush and destroy and cave his face in. And I'm happy to do it on my own, but I'd prefer to do it with my dragon daughter.
I'm going to help you. But you have to allow everyone else to at least take care of the army that's behind him while we avenge her. We can't walk into this blindly.
Feyre, you stopped Adam and 7 of his most powerful casters by yourself. And you're not even used to your draconic form. Both of us together. Before the 12 hours are up, we leave before anybody knows. We attack, we pick him up, we carry him to another destination, and you and I kill him together. And then we hunt down every last person who was involved in this.
Do you know how reckless that is? If we leave just the 2 of us, not only is Shieldfell left defenseless without a dragon, we can't take on an army of thousands. No dragon can take on an army of thousands, not to mention an army with hundreds of casters that could easily repel the magic of the ring. We can't rely on just these rings. We need to rely on everyone else too. You're not doing this alone.
I'll do it alone if I have to. But I want to do it with you.
You can't go by yourself. You're going to get yourself killed. For the last 6 years, I've never spoken about my mother to anyone. We've rarely had conversations about her. The only person who even asked how I was doing was Kason, and he's not even here right now. And I'm hurting too. You don't think I don't miss her too? Every damn day I think about her, and hell, I didn't even know how she died because I wasn't around. And I want to avenge her. But going off on our own to do so is going to get us killed. It's going to get you killed. And frankly, I can't lose someone else. I'm tired of losing people, Dad. Please, stay and let's work this out together. Okay?
Feyre, I need you to roll a persuasion check.
Do I get advantage?
You, in fact, get advantage because you are the daughter of this broken man. And I will let everyone know for full transparency. The DC is 18.
Oh, that's not a problem. 7, 8, 9, 20. 21.
Your father, the leader of Shieldfell, the broken man, begins sobbing.
Feyre's gonna give him a hug. Just stay with me. We have 12 hours. We have time. Let's just do this together.
Feyre. I can't lose you either.
We're not. We will never be separated. I am not going anywhere. We're going to get rid of Adam and his army, and we're doing it together. And we have the support of so many people now. We have alliances. I think we can do this. But I just need to know that you're with me on this, and you're not going to go off on your own.
If you promise me that Feyre, if I die, I want yours to be the last face I see. Can you promise that?
What? That's not fair.
No,
You're not going to...
But do you promise?
You're not going to...
Do you promise?
I promise. The rings. How is it possible to use them again? It hasn't been too long since we last used them.
We need to sleep. We need to sleep.
But we don't... Is there no way to reset the usage on it? We don't have time. They're gonna be here in 12 hours.
Yeah, I think Buddy could have maybe reset them. But no, we need to sleep. We need to sleep for 8 hours. We need to take the next hour to plan, and then the heavy hitters need to sleep. We need to refresh. But before we do that, your mother and I have a gift for you.
What?
And he turns around and he walks towards the head of the bed, where there is a beautiful art piece carved into the wood. He fiddles with some sort of mechanism behind it and unlocks it, and the art piece swings to the side. There is some sort of container wrapped very carefully in beautiful, beautiful silken leathers. He sets it on the bed and backs away and looks at you.
Can you describe what it looks like?
Roll a perception check.
Okay. Damn, I'm rolling really good. Like, bro. 23?
Damn!
I don't know what's happening.
Feyre, man, it looks shaped like a bow.
It's wrapped in something you said, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, she's gonna gently open it.
Laying on the bed is the most gorgeous bow you've ever seen. Already strung, and with a quiver full of the most intricate arrows you have ever seen. The wood itself is this medley of gold, glowing, too precious to be birch, but too flexible to be actual gold metal, and this moss that seems to be growing and shimmering along the shaft of the bow. The string itself vibrates faintly as you put your ear to it. I was going to wait until a special birthday, so happy birthday.
She looks up at Alden and says teasingly, "So now you give me a bow?"
It was about time. You've been sneaking them long enough.
I think now would be a great time to throw him under the bus and say it wasn't me, that it was Kaysen who got me the bow.
What?
Yeah, it wasn't me, it was him. But yeah, thank you so much! And she gives him a big hug.
Gives you the biggest hug back. I am going to assume that at some point in the following hour you play around with the bow a little bit. Would that be correct?
Yeah, mechanically I'd like to attune to it.
It does in fact require attunement. Several very special properties to that bow. Would you like me to verbally say them or send them to you in a message for you to describe per your leisure?
You can text it to me for the sake of the timing of the game. Yeah, you just send me a nice, pretty text.
You got it. I'll be working on it. What are the rest of you doing? Actually, no, just kidding. Just kidding. It's time for a break, I think. Do we all concur?
Is there something that's interfering with achieving happiness in your life? A mental block, perhaps, that's preventing you from reaching your goals? Like maybe your hometown being under siege daily, a parent who went out of their way to modify your memory, said hometown burning to the ground, hundreds of people dying, your mother possibly being killed by a psychopath, who then calls your mother a dead bitch in front of you, and then the day that she died, you end up drowning and being revived to find out that everyone is dying and has died around you. On top of all of that, your father never wants to speak about what has happened and decides to keep everything from you, including, but not limited to, knowledge of a powerful ring that can turn you into a dragon, the possession of Lemor's tear, which was given to your family by a god, and a grandfather who was literally created by a god, and then finding out that your deceased parent is alive in another reality. If any of this resonates with you, I introduce to you my own personal business, Therapy, where you can discuss your familial trauma to your heart's content in a non-judgmental environment. All services are completely free, and you'll be matched with a therapist who will suit your needs best. Therapy, because my family needs it.
We now move into the march against time. You have about 11 hours until the 12-hour truce that Adam proposed, which was very swiftly broken, I might add. So no idea how that will work carrying forward, but 12 hours were laid down, potentially as a truce, potentially as their needed time to recover. I would love to know, what is your all's plan, keeping in mind that you are desperately tired and in need of rest? At least some of you are. What are you all doing?
6 hours. Feyre needs 6 hours.
Avoiding my family.
Avoiding my family.
I'm just tinkering with Rufus, waiting to see who's near who right now. Because Feyre's off, and then
Feyre's off with Alden. Is the last heard. Rio's family is at the center of town, very near the fountain that so much happened in a few episodes back, where some echoes were. Yes, so that is where they've set up camp. Let's start. I would love to know what Sally and Laz are doing in this next, let's say next hour, as everybody just resets.
Okay, well, the second Feyre kind of gives us leave and goes to find her dad, I'm going to look to Laz and say, Gem room?
what about it?
Now! And I start booking it, I head straight to the center of town.
I start heading that way too, with Rufus and Archibald in tow.
If possible, I'd like to make my way there as fast as possible, ahead of the rest of the new army setting up in the center of town. I'd like to just... Is it possible for us to get in the room without Alden, or just kind of... Or is it locked down without him?
Locked down without him, and with a plethora of guards and guards stationed in the roots of trees above. There is quite a heavy protection here. You'd be welcome to try and persuade your way in,
No,
but
that's fine.
It is closed and locked.
Okay, great. At least he hasn't left all of it, defenseless. Great. I'm going to just stay where I can see the entrance. And I don't know. I need to think. This is a lot. This is a lot.
Yes. Are you that worried about Rio's relatives?
Less about them specifically and more about what they might bring in. We don't know these people. Well, then again, we don't know anyone in Shieldfell, and we already thought there was a mole, so I guess this doesn't change the situation all that much.
Not really.
Yeah, they look formidable, but they just... Everything is so disorganized. How'd the talk out there go, Mr. Diplomat?
I know Rio doesn't really like me, but I thought we'd... And I just sit down on Rufus, and I was like, I thought we had started to, cooperate a little bit more as a group. I thought maybe we'd all gotten a chance to let things simmer down. I know I didn't meet everybody on the best of terms, but, you heard her. She asked me to come with her, mainly so she could get back in, but also to help her talk. And I sensed things getting a little tense. There was some back and forth, and so I tried to, just bring everyone in, and she told me to shut up, and I don't know, is that just how she is normally, or is that more like should I be worried? Did I do something wrong? I don't know.
I don't think you probably didn't do... that sounds like Rio, is what I'm gonna say. I mean, I don't know, what were you saying when she told you to shut up? Did you put your foot in your mouth?
I mean, she's, I'm a little bit... she's formidable, so I didn't really know if I should, take over completely, so I was just trying to, whisper in her ear and say, maybe just welcome them to Shieldfell, the formalities, when we had guests over.
You were giving her hosting tips over her shoulder while she was talking.
I just thought maybe it would help break the ice a little bit, and so we could, move to a more comfortable locale instead of, 300 feet in the air.
Okay, maybe... I think Rio respects strength. So next time, maybe just say the plan instead of trying to backseat. That's my suggestion. I feel like Rio listens pretty well, but you have to make yourself heard. Well, she said that she wanted
the smartest person to come along, and I thought that was
clearly.
more
that was clearly
thing.
A mistake, but it's okay. We all
hold
make mistakes.
on. Let's have all sibling rivalry out of the way. I'm decently smart,
yeah, okay.
and I'm smart, not strong. So what am I supposed to do? She didn't say anything. She moved the carpet so fast. We didn't have a second to talk. I could barely tell Rufus to stay with you.
Oh no!
And then all of a sudden we were there, and
okay, calm down. You're stressed. You're.
Yeah, I'm stressed. It's been what? It's not been long.
It's
that
really
all this
not.
has been happening.
It really hasn't. No, it hasn't. No, I think we're all stressed, and I think that's probably a lot of why everything's going to shit, for lack of a better word. But
Mom and Dad were dead 2 days ago.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I want it to be true that they're back, but we haven't seen them.
That's true. I mean,
I don't know
saw
where they
them,
are.
Sort of. I saw them in a vision, though. So yeah.
Our second aunt. Her visions were never reliable.
Oh, that's true. Well, there was that one time with the donkey. Anyway.
Well, one time with a donkey. Anyway,
the one time. Okay, but I don't know. I just don't. It's hard because we don't know who to trust. And I think it must be really hard for Rio, especially because these are people who are technically her family, but she doesn't seem to know them very well. She's never really talked about them. I don't know.
It's got to be hard for everybody. Feyre's with her.
Feyre looked really not doing so great.
I told her that I sent her a message when she walked away. I said that I could give her a place for some privacy if she needed it. But I don't know.
I mean, this is her home. I think she can go anywhere for privacy. They've got a whole house.
Sure,
it's really nice. It's big. It's got a tree.
Your
She has her
parents
own room.
always know where to find you when you go to sneak off, and she has always had guard. Man, I don't know. They're your friends, and I care about you, and I care about. So I want to.
No, I know. It's just we're pinned down here, and nobody seems to have a plan. And every time we try to talk about a plan, nobody can agree. And I don't know what to do about that. I mean, I saw you guys almost get fried an hour ago outside the shield. What happened out there?
If it wasn't for Roxie, I wouldn't be able to bring Feyre's dad back in. It was... Feyre's father is... He's losing it. He's not holding it together well. And personally, I don't think it's fair to Feyre to be putting that on her. All of a sudden, Feyre's had to speak to on behalf of the entire city, and then her dad almost runs out on a suicide mission. We've barely had time to catch our breath. I barely even know your friends. And all of a sudden, we're fighting a war on 4 fronts.
Yeah.
Just physically. Not to mention all the other things going on. I don't know what to do.
Shieldfell needs a leader. And Alden is clearly not fit to lead right now. He's not in any state to lead, and
what happens if it falls onto Feyre?
I know, that's what I'm worried about. I think she's capable, she's smart, and she's really brave.
Yes, she would fall into it
but I'm worried that Alden's holding her back. I don't know how to tell her that. I tried to follow her earlier to try and tell her that, but she seemed like really intent on going to find him, which I don't blame her. He snapped and tried to punch you earlier. That was really funny, by the way.
I had shields.
I know. But like...
I'm wearing armor.
Yeah, no, I mean, this is a lot of responsibility coming to a head. The responsibility of Shieldfell is falling onto Feyre, and now Rio might be coming into some sort of position of responsibility or influence. Like, who are these people? They came all the way out here, and they said they were, were they tracking her? Or, like, they...
Yeah, apparently the father's been he said something about fatherly duties, even though apparently he lost a custody battle.
Okay, I don't even want to know.
So that
about
seems
that sounds
illegal.
like a whole hairball of, yeah. Okay.
I don't know I don't know anything about law,
no,
international or what. Especially, we didn't know that civilization was actually founded.
Yeah, like,
Still,
things got, like, apparently really advanced out here. You know, like, the books we have it back home, really inaccurate. Crazy.
Yeah, maybe we should have sent people out on a field trip to gather a little bit more information.
I think so.
Every
We're gonna have a
century or
lot.
so.
We're gonna have a way harder time, like, seizing control back over this continent.
I mean, we have to still think about rebuilding a home first.
I know! But yeah,
we're gonna need good contractors.
We are
I don't think magic is gonna be enough for what happened to home.
Okay. Well, basically, we have, a few hours, we have enough time to sleep, and not too much time to plan. But here's what I'm thinking. If it's true, okay, so we don't have a lot of information, we just have to work on assumptions. The assumption is Adam's gonna be launching another assault in, 10 hours, 11 hours, who knows. We have a lot of reinforcements now, but still I think we're outnumbered. Just a rough guess at numbers, 2-1 from Adam's side. But...
No. Only 2-1.
Trying to stay optimistic here, okay? But yeah, at the very least, though, we have a lot of reinforcements. They seem capable. 2 dragons. That's a win.
Against how many casters? It took risking Feyre and her father's necks just to get rid of the Beholder.
But here's the thing. They don't have the Beholder anymore, and it took them...
Well, how did they get in the first place? We don't know if they can bring it back.
Well, we know that the assault has been taking place for days, and they only just got the Beholder here, so at the very least, probably like days before they get it back here, if I sent it back to where it came from originally. The other thing is that if Adam can dispel the shield, it only lasts an hour. We only have to hold out 1 hour every day, maximum, assuming he succeeds every day. And that was also the first time he ever tried that. Like, so, you know, who knows how many times he can even do it. Maybe he can't even do it every day.
But that's just a war of attrition. I don't know. How long can we last that way?
Well,
Adam can keep pulling forces. Adam can keep...
That's just more mouths to feed.
Hammering away.
That's...
Not if we keep killing them. If we kill 10 and he brings in 10, it's the same number of mouths, and he still has access to trade routes.
Okay, Mr. Mathematician. I don't... fine, you're right, okay? I don't know... I don't see a way out of this. Unless we take some drastic action. But I also feel like we're locked down in terms of, like, drastic moves, because this isn't our fight!
No, it's not. I want to find our mom and dad.
I do too, but we're stuck here. I mean, obviously, like, not literally we could leave, but, like, we can't leave. You know what I mean?
No, I know.
I care about them, okay? Which is weird, but, like, they've been really great. They've been...
Also, did you hear that the clown left?
Yeah, that was... Okay, that's my other theory. I'm so glad we got to have a chance to talk, because I didn't want to say this in front of Roxie, because Roxie seemed, like, really relieved to see their friend, but, that's suspicious, right? That's suspicious? A guy just randomly comes in through the shield when we're getting attacked by enemy forces, just runs through the shield, says that they were,
Made it past the guards.
Made it past the guards. Like, how'd they make it past the army? And then they made it past the guards into the shield, and then just, oh my god, old friend, it's so good to see you. How crazy, what a coincidence. And then suddenly they're gone? We don't know. The balloon said that they were looking for reinforcements, but what if there's somewhere around here, sneaking around, trying to, like, that, Alfonso could be a spy. Maybe not, you know, I'd love to believe he's just a sweet clown, funny man, but I don't know what to believe anymore. I don't know what to trust, and I don't know who to talk to about it, because I don't want to, I don't know. Roxie seemed like
you don't want to
really...
step into toes, and I'm here because of
I
you,
know,
so I
but
definitely
Roxie
can't
seemed so
step on any
happy
toes.
to see him. Especially
Yeah, and
after
how
what
is
happened
Roxie? I don't know anything about Roxie.
Roxie wanted to talk to you. Roxie wanted to talk to you.
What? About what?
I don't remember. Like, just they seemed really distraught. But said something. Oh God! Wait. Let's find her. Roxie.
All right.
I will say, for the purpose of narrative, you all shout Roxie a few times and eventually reconvene wherever you would like, a private tree root perhaps. And the conversation may continue.
I can, you know what? While Sally looks for Roxie, I cast Mordenkainen's Private Sanctum, and I just make a private spot for us.
Nice.
Sound can't pass. I'll call it a 20-foot square inside just a quiet little grove. Sound can't pass through the barrier at the edge of the warded area. The barrier of the warded area appears dark and foggy, preventing vision, including dark vision through it. Senses created by divination spells can't appear inside the protected area or pass through the barrier at its perimeter. Creatures in the area can't be targeted by divination spells. Nothing can teleport into or out of the warded area, and planar travel is blocked within the warded area. This lasts for 24 hours.
A voice acting booth dream.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The three of you convene. Carry on.
Okay, so I'm in the space that she created, Laz?
Yeah, I turn as Sally brings you both in. Alright, so, this is just a private space. I think this might be a good... I don't know. I just thought... I needed to... Sometimes casting spells calms me. It's just a private place for us to speak. Sally said that, Roxie, you wanted to talk to me?
And you notice that Roxie just looks so upset and so down. And they're rubbing their wrist, where on said wrist, the right wrist, is the soul bracelet that is containing Bud. Yeah, do you know anything about this? And I take it off, and I hold it in my palm in front of him. It's got... And I start to tear up. It's got Bud in it.
That's your friend, the artist.
It's my best friend. Because Feyre and I went to go find him, and everyone said that he ran out. He just ran into the fight, and nobody knew where he went. And then I just found him like this, and I don't know what to do.
It's gonna be all right. Just take a breath with me, and where did you find him? As I'm asking her questions, I'm casting Identify on the bracelet.
Oh fuck, David, where did we find him?
You guys found him on the east side of town, basically like in the front lines, surrounded by a bunch of people, a bunch of bodies, and almost smushed into the dirt. It was a miracle you guys found it.
On the east side of town, and there was all kinds of people there, and everyone said he went charging in, and then I went to find him.
Well, he sounds very brave.
Roxie, I'm so sorry.
Let's not do apologies yet. I'm gonna do everything I can to figure out what's happening and how to fix it.
Are you casting ritual or instantaneous?
We're gonna do the instantaneous for this one.
Last. This is a soul bracelet holding and protecting the soul of Bud. That much is true. However, Bud, as we all know, for whatever reason, whatever his history, is one of the foremost arcane crafters of his time. Not only is this incredible piece of magic something that is holding his soul, it is also locked. And with an Identify spell, you would know enough to know it is locked to a specific location to be unlocked.
Does it tell me what location it is?
Roll an investigation check.
Also, would I know whether it's just his soul, or is it a package deal with his body? Because that complicates things if it's not a package deal.
It is a package deal.
Okay, cool. As I'm rolling the investigation check, I'm explaining. It seems like this was some sort of contingency if he was in danger. It's not. This is what's called a soul bracelet. Mages oftentimes make sure that if they are grievously injured, that they can be transported or hidden until they can fix themselves up. Luckily, Bud is clever enough to keep his body safe, as well as his soul, so we don't have to track any limbs down.
So he's in there?
He's in there. He's all
You
right.
just see Roxie cover their face and just sob a little. Oh, thank God.
I give Roxie a hug.
I hug Sally back tighter.
Yeah, I back up and let her do that.
Nah, you're not backing up. Roxie.
Oh.
Nah, you're not backing up. Roxie's pulling you into the hug.
Get hugged.
And Roxie's a hugger.
I awkwardly kind of tilt my head and put it on Roxy's shoulder.
Thank you, Les.
Of course. I'm gonna just slip my wrist with the bracelet up, and we're gonna look at it really quick.
Roll an investigation check.
That is an 18.
18. It's not bad at all. Laz, underneath the bracelet itself, there are 2 charms on either side, and there are some sort of symbols. You absolutely do not recognize. It's not even text. It's some sort of carved symbol on each side. And do you show Roxie and Sally?
Yeah, I'll do. Here, there seems to be some sort of inscription. Not words, necessarily, but here, see?
Sally, it means nothing to you. Roxie, as you look at the symbols and concentrate on them for a moment, in the back of your brain, you feel this slight pull to the southeast, distant and far. And you sense the call of a beacon, a receptacle for the bracelet you're holding. Far, far away.
I think I know where we could go for him. I don't know how to explain it, but it's just the southeast. That's what's making more sense right now.
Do I see anything else on the bracelet that could give more details, or is that the best we've got?
That's the best you got with an 18.
Looking at the bead, do we see his body in the bead?
Roll a
Is
perception
it like
check.
miniature?
Ooh, can I roll 2?
Well, I'll go ahead and cast it and see if... Would I know if casting it in large on this would affect it? This would allow me to...
I rolled an 18 for perception.
Okay, you, Laz, you're innately intelligent enough to know real dangerous to mess with soul magic.
Okay.
It is...
Yeah, I'll just
It
do
is
my...
very precisely balanced.
When has that ever gone wrong for the Fellwens?
Never! You said it was which kind of check?
Perception. And was that Roxie with the 18?
Yeah.
I did a 22.
22, 18.
Fuck yeah.
Both good enough to lean in on either side of the center of this bracelet. A little tiny rotating sleeping bud, cradled up like a baby.
I wanted to see if we could get any indication of if he was injured in there.
Looks peaceful.
Bottom line, keep the bracelet safe. Our family has a bit of a history with magic pertaining to, we're necromancers.
Yeah,
dead things and
dead
souls is kind of
souls,
our
that good
purview.
stuff. Yeah.
Don't.
I just look at Sally and I'm like, I feel like you especially, little one, you especially.
But
I just rub my head sheepishly.
just be careful with him. I would honestly, I know you have him on your wrist, and I know you want to keep him close, but I would advise to wrap him up in a cloth, something to cushion him. I don't want anything happening to it until we can treat him.
Okay. And what Roxy's going to do is Roxy's going to take the red sash off their waist and take the bracelet back and wrap it up in the red sash and keep it hidden and stowed away.
Hidden and safe, perhaps.
Well, yeah.
Keep it secret.
And safe, perhaps?
Keep it safe.
Sister Roxie, this kind of... Now that we have Bud, I think a bit of a dilemma needs to be put forth to both of you, but also the other two. Bud is a much more accomplished arcanist than I am. We are trapped, at least the city is. Or else... Okay, we're gonna not try to plan our words out so carefully. Bud could fix the shield and reinforce it, potentially. He's very good with magical items. He stored his body and soul safely inside a bead.
Well, I know that. Lorelin wanted him for the green stone in the first place.
Exactly. He's our best shot at reinforcing Shieldfell. The problem is, getting Bud means leaving Shieldfell. Correct?
That leaves Shieldfell vulnerable.
Well, we apparently have 100 elite soldiers and the leaders of an entire hidden nation here to reinforce.
But can we even trust that? I mean, Rio doesn't know him. She doesn't know anything about this kingdom.
Yeah, you make a really good point.
Yes, but Sally, you also made a very good point when you said that we are very short on options, and we have to work off of assumptions.
I think what we need to do is set a goal. Or is the goal to try and get Bud and get back here?
I think that's a conversation for everyone.
You're right. Okay, I'll go and find the others. You guys, I don't know, just chat. I will go off and try and run and retrieve Rio and Feyre.
I look at Laz. I'm sorry about the dick on your face, by the way.
It's good to see my sister enjoying herself. Thank you.
Well, she's another best friend for me. I love having fun with her and everyone else.
I'm as worried as I was about her. I'm very glad that she found the three of you. I am here to make sure that she's safe.
I wasn't sure how protective of an older brother he would be, and I lightly punch him in the arm.
Ow! I have a hammer, but we can only lift that because of, magic. Anyways. No. I think I wasn't sure of what, it's only been a few days that I've known you all.
It's been a rough few days, I'd say.
Very rough few days, and I'm very confused, and trying to put on a brave face, but I'm very tired.
You think we're not confused?
Worried.
Dude, I only came here because I wanted to play in a circus again. And now I'm wrapped up in a war.
Yeah, that's not the same thing. That's opening up a Christmas present and a scorpions in it. Another thing that Sally was kind of...
He references a prank that Sally did.
Oh, maybe she's got to teach me that prank sometime.
I'm gonna have to start putting wards up before I go to bed. Again. But how are you feeling? I know you said you're confused, but how are you?
You just see Roxy's shoulders drop, and instead of looking sad, they start to look a little bit more peeved. To be quite honest with you, I'm honestly pretty pissed off.
What?
Everything, honestly. Mostly just the situation. I mean, I just don't understand. Why is all of this happening? Why is Lorelyn going after everything? Why do we have different versions of ourselves and it just doesn't make sense? And I'm like, all I ever wanted was just to have fun in life, but now we're fighting for our lives at every corner. And I love my friends, but we're so screwed right now. What are we gonna do?
When Lorelyn showed up at our family home, my mother and father were some of the most powerful people that Sally and I had ever known. And he took them from us instantly. And then I didn't have any option to stay alive but to leave with him. And I didn't know if there was anything that could improve. I didn't know if the hope that I had for finding Sally again was just delusion. I didn't know if she was already dead, and that's how he found us. But despite that, I decided to keep pressing forward. And I'm so glad I did, because Sally was okay. And even though that things have definitely taken a turn for the worse, I can't help but think that if we keep pressing forward and we keep working together, I think we'll be able to work it out again.
Do you think you'll go back to your parents after this? Or what's your plan?
I'm not leaving Sally's side. I would like to go make sure that they're all right. Knowing them, if they are alive, they're getting their bearings, and if they are okay, and if Lorelyn actually is gone, then I think they'll be alright, but I'm not going to run off looking for them and leave Sally behind. Wherever Sally goes, I go now. But other than that, she's a really good little sister. I can be a little bit overly serious sometimes. She helps.
I think you guys balance each other out pretty well, honestly.
Yeah, she can... Anyways, not the time to be complaining about her.
Was he complaining about me? I walk back in and with Rio and Feyre, hopefully, if they're okay with that.
Yes, please. What a great segue.
He's just being a little sappy. No worries.
I give him scrutinizing glare.
Roxie's a good hugger, and that wasn't really a thing in our family, so I'm just adjusting.
I know, right? It's nice.
And I hug him once again.
Oh.
For good measure.
Okay, so we're all in one place, and well, congrats, by the way, on being royalty. I say to Rio.
We don't have to call you Princess Rio now, do we?
No.
Okay, cool.
Your Majesty, Rio.
I saw that coming.
Okay.
Your Highness, Your Royal Majesty, Your
you know
queen,
what?
My queen.
You know what? Absolutely not.
Hey, sarcasm, redhead.
Well, okay, titles aside, we need to plan and then we need to go to sleep. So, what's up? And I look to Feyre.
Is Alden being dragged into the room too? Because he is the authority here. I Feyre doesn't.
Alden, after the conversation with you guys, to take a step back, Alden dusted himself up, took a couple minutes to, make himself presentable, and then walked to meet the dignitaries that had just arrived.
Okay, good.
So Alden is busy being a diplomat on the other side of the city.
Okay, that covers that.
Fuck, I wonder if that's going well.
This just in, Alden, the ruler of Shieldfell, punches dignitary arriving to aid in war effort.
No.
Oh my god.
You got a helicopter dad and an absentee dad. It could only go so well.
So, in terms of reinforcements, I discussed this with my father earlier, but our best bet would be contacting Tiondane, which is a nearby city who we've worked with in the past. And you're all familiar with Greywater Sanctuary already as a name. Hopefully they can lend us their aid. I don't know where that's going to put us in terms of numbers against Adam's army, but it's a start.
And has Alden contacted Tiondane yet?
Has he, David? Probably
To
not.
Tiondane?
Yeah.
Nope.
No, of course he
What
hasn't.
do you mean? He hasn't sent for reinforcements from the nearest. Are you kidding me,
Bro!
Alden? Oh, okay.
I mean, okay, so consider the timeline. He was attacked less than an hour ago.
Uh-huh.
He sees his daughter. He gets a parlay from the bad guys. And then starts sobbing. That's been all that's happened so far.
Wait, I thought they've been under siege for like 5 days.
They've been lightly attacked. The actual big assault only happened the hour that you guys were arriving.
Okay. Well,
Well, okay, make sure he gets that message out. Just send that email.
I'm not saying he's smart, but that's just the timeline.
Oh my god.
He did say he's incompetent last session.
It's canon.
At least he's self-aware.
are there any people Feyre could talk to get a message to Tiondane now? Because we kinda need to do this now.
I have sending, Logan, if we need to use sending.
It should probably be from somebody though who's like has authority in Shieldfell, since they're like political allies.
Is your poor little iPhone not fully charged, Logan?
Alden has the other stone. My iPhone 12 Plus Max with HD camera quality. Alden has it, not me.
Wait, but you can't use it to contact any other stones? Oh, that's booty.
There's only 2 stones, I think, right?
They're more like walkie-talkie.
I think.
Oh, okay.
I
Oh boy.
would challenge that Feyre would know anyone by name or by really know anybody from Tiondane to be able to describe them to Rio. Do you think you do?
Coming from a meta standpoint, Alden hasn't let Feyre out of Shieldfell, period. She wouldn't know shit.
Correct.
But maybe people from Tiondane came to visit. Maybe.
If anything, we could just leave it to Alden for right now. I know he has the plan already. So he'll remember it eventually once he's done talking to the diplomats.
The sound of bells begins to ring. Very familiar bells to when there was an attack just a few weeks ago, emanating from the center of town. A few less bells than last time. What do y'all do?
If we keep rushing to whatever alarm bells go off, I won't be able to help anymore. We can check, see if they have enough forces to last for us to rest up, or if we need to come up with a different plan.
Roll perception checks, everybody.
5.
19 for Rio.
That is a natural 20.
Yeah. Feyre got a 21.
I have a 24.
A large group is moving from the center of town towards the south.
Rio, would you mind using sending to check in and see if the forces can last 8 hours for us to rest and recuperate?
Yeah, I could do that.
Thank you.
Before you can cast anything, running up, panting, out of breath, is a figure that you all recognize as Tom.
I knew it.
I'm so predictable in my old age. Tom comes running up. I'm so sorry. You're needed at the. There's a thing that you need to see down south.
Hey, can you be a little more descriptive?
Honestly, that was all that's told me. I'm so lightheaded. Whoa! Oh boy! Oh wow!
Okay, who told you to come here?
Alden.
He said, go get the people, there's a thing. That's what he told you to come and tell us.
That's all I remember. I think he told me more, but I wasn't listening.
David, I will spend a second level lesser restoration if that will get us some more details. Please.
Yeah, fire it off. See what happens.
See what happens? I need more guarantees than that from God.
Wow.
I'm not a man of faith, I'm a man of logic.
Rough stuff.
Hey, if we kill him, he'll be forced to send another messenger, and maybe that one will be better.
There you go.
That's
an answer.
thinking like a Fellwen. I go where you all go. Are we going?
Well, wait, sending is still on the table. We could just ask him directly. Rio could just...
25 words. That's better than what Tom did.
Yeah, by 5 times better.
You guys look over to Tom. He hyperventilated and is passed out.
I'm not using lesser restoration on him. You wake up.
Aw, Tom.
Rio, sorry. Do you mind?
Alright, I cast sending and I say, Yo, Alden, we're all so tired. Can we rest? Also, do you need us for anything? Please let us rest. Why are the bells ringing?
I'm sitting down on Rufus. Anyone else wants to join can?
Pharaoh's sit on Rufus too.
I'm gonna sit crisscross applesauce next to Rufus.
I scooch Tom over, with my boot so I can sit down.
I thought you were gonna sit on Tom. Okay.
I fall flat on Altivo. I'm just floating in the air, resting.
Your message arrives to Alden, and Alden responds. There's a body outside the shield. Looks familiar. Bells rang in case of attack. Please come.
And Roxie freaks out. Oh my god, what if it's Fonzie? What if it's Fonzie?
Oh, that would be pretty bad.
Let's not make any assumptions. Who wants to go check it out? I'm going.
I'll go with you. We can all go. It's better not to split up. Here, hop on Rufus like old days.
Yay! Okay.
Okay, wait, no, try to change my mind. Can I ride with you?
Yeah, there's rules.
Yeah, come on.
Yes!
But just saying, everybody, this sounds like a trap. Like an entire trap. Hey, let's make sure they don't get enough rest by making sure they see a familiar-looking dead body in the middle of the night. Do you see what I mean? What could we even do about a dead body? I can't resurrect anything.
If we ignore him, he'll send more Toms.
Yeah, no, it sounds like a massive waste of time. But if you all want to go, I am with you. I will just not be stepping anywhere near the edge of the shield.
Damn, Sally, didn't know you became such a Debbie Downer all of a sudden.
I'm sorry, I just feel like we need to be practical about this and assume that no tactic is below Adam.
I've never been more proud of you, sister.
Thanks, Laz.
I was gonna say, looks like Laz rubbed off on you.
Ew, she got his lameness.
Ooh.
There are people dying, Rio.
Okay, all right, Your Majesty.
Oh, look, the wall. We're here. We made it.
Yeah. You made it! Wow! There are approximately 100 different individuals here, a mix of the retinue of guards guarding Rio's father and grandfather here, as well as Alden and his closest counselors and supporters and some of the closer guards as well. And they're all staring on this side of the shield and looking out. And they're looking out at a body. They're looking out at a body impaled into a spear that's been stuck into the ground.
Are we talking Vlad the Impaler style, or are we talking Oh I Fell style?
The former, not the latter.
The former? The former's worse.
There is a body impaled through the heart, propped up, hanging in midair by the spear, with rags on that are vaguely familiar, dark brown skin, reddish brown, and 2 long horns, as Tree is propped up, dead, 50 feet away.
No!
And that's where we're gonna end tonight's game.
Thank you so much for subscribing, following, liking, and sharing Lostoria Lé. Your support means more to us than you can possibly know. If you'd like a chance for your name to be featured in our epic adventure, you can post on Twitter about how much you enjoy the show with the hashtag Lostoria Lé. And who knows, maybe our brave party of adventurers will meet a character with your name in the days ahead. Thanks for watching, and see you next time on Lostoria Lé.